three.
Say your full name first, for us. Thank you.
Major Adam Lee III, Adamlee III. On yesterday's date, our homicide investigators secured a search warrant, an arrest warrant for Mr. Eric Banks. He's a 17-year-old male in reference to a murder that occurred last Saturday of Mr. Barney Sims. We are hoping that by us putting his picture out there, that other people will notice that, recognize his picture, and help us to bring him into custody. Our fugitive unit currently is in possession of the warrant, and we are attempting to locate him at this time in connection with that homicide.
Was he the person seen on the video at the Waffle House?
Yes, Mr. Banks is the person that we had previously published a still shot and subsequently a video of him and the victim, Mr. Sims, at the Waffle House just shortly, we believe, within an hour or so prior to the murder.
Any idea on a warrant, or I'm sorry, on a motive at this point in time?
At this point, we do have some questions, or have some information that is leading us to what the motive may have been. But of course, I can't discuss it at this point because it's a part of the process of the investigation and information that will be needed for possibly a trial in the future.
Tell us what you can about Mr. Banks. Is he a local person? Can you give us a little sense of what you know about him?
As far as we know, he is a local person. He is not from any other location other than the city of Atlanta. We believe that he most likely is still here in the Atlanta area. So we're hopeful that by us publishing his photograph, that someone will recognize him, and hopefully they'll encourage him to go ahead and just turn himself in, rather than to have our fugitive unit have to spend time looking for him.
Do you know if he has any priors?
At this point, we're not aware of any priors. He's only 17 years old, so if he does have an adult record, it probably won't be that extensive.
Do you have some information about the relationship between Mr. Banks and Mr. Sims?
At this point, we don't have any information as to what the relationship, or if there's one at all. All we have, as far as them even ever being in the same company, was the video that we retrieved from the Waffle House, the security surveillance video from the Waffle House, which pretty much led us to figuring out that he probably maybe knew something about it, because it was in such a short time prior to the incident happening.
In this case, was Crime Stoppers helpful to you in terms of coming up with a face?
Most definitely. Crime Stoppers is one of the greatest tools that we ever had. Putting someone's picture or information out there, tag numbers, whatever, has really helped us to solve some of our cases, or at least to...
Can you talk a little bit about the response from the public to this murder?
Yes, we almost immediately after placing his still pictures from the photograph, and then, from the video, and then subsequently the video itself on the news, we did start to receive some calls from people that apparently recognized Mr. Banks.
Now, these two were together at the Waffle House. Have family and friends been able to put a relationship between these two?
No, that's, like I said, that's all a part of the process. I can't really go into that part of it because it is going to be a part of evidence for possibly a trial later. So anything that's dealing with that end of the investigation, I have to reserve comment at this point. Like I said, the only thing we know at this point is that they were seen together on that video, which led us to questioning him, or wanting to question him about the incident.
And this was about an hour before the shooting?
About an hour or so. We haven't pinpointed it down to the minute, but we figured, based on witnesses at in the neighborhood that heard gunshots, and the time that the video was at the Waffle House, it was a close proximity of time between the incident and when they were seen on the video.
Did Sims's vehicle yield any evidence?
I don't know that at this point, or I can't really say.
Okay.
What changed between him being just a person for questioning to arrest warrant?
Well, like I said, we had some other evidence came in that made us feel that he was culpable or complicit in some way in the incident. And so, but like I said, I can't discuss that part of it at this point.
All right, that's good. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody.